What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Y'all already know by now. It's your girl, Shanell. And we are here with some more reaction videos, okay? So, while I get this thing started, I'm going to need for y'all to like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to have this, okay? But, oh, Lord, y'all, I'm messing up. I'm new, so bear with me on this thing. And it's a MacBook. I don't be knowing what I be doing half the time on this MacBook. Okay, so the video. Nightmare situation. Woman describes how her nipple fell off while breastfeeding. Listen, as y'all can see, it's about that time for me. I will be distraught. Just the title. I will be distraught. I would be distraught if my nipple fell off. And I had a child before, so what's going on with her nipple? That is, man, let's see.
Part 2. You hear the horror stories, people talk about the pain and how they just couldn't do it. It's like every time you go to latch your baby on, you're clenching your ass cheeks together because you know it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
So here I am, 15, just gave birth, trying to get my baby to latch, feeling like he has a good latch, talked to the lactation counselor, went to WIC and had all the help I needed, felt really positive, the baby's gaining weight, till I noticed the latch was not so good. My nipple started to turn black at the base and white at the tip.
Oh,
That's
no.
a signal for bad blood flow. There's no blood flow getting through the nipples. That's a dead nipple and dead tissue.
I've never heard of a dead nipple. See, I already feel like with this second pregnancy going on, so it's a lot different than my first one, okay? I had my first one in 19. And with this one, everything's going on. I've never heard of a woman's nipple falling off from breastfeeding.
My baby boy on, he's nursing, and he stops. I'm looking down.
Damn.
He's kind of choking. My nipple broke off, and he had it in his mouth. I start to panic. I start to freak out. I don't know what the hell is going on. Luckily, I was with my mom and my sister, and they're like, hurry, let's get the nipple and put it back on.
It's not funny, but it is. That is wild. I couldn't imagine me breastfeeding my baby and then my nipple fall off in the baby mouth. I'll be freaking out. The nipple, baby choking on the nipple, my nipple gone. Man, because what could that look like? I hope she should have a picture because I kind of want to see it.
Rinsed the nipple off in water and I put it back on. I called the advice nurse.
She put the nipple back on. How? It's a dead nipple. She should have put in a Ziploc bag of some ice and went to the hospital. And maybe I don't watch too many movies, but I do know if a body part fall off, just put it in some ice and help and get to the hospital, because what you gonna put it on with?
They told me if the nipple is still alive and has enough blood flow in it, that it can actually reattach itself and to keep that Band-Aid on. That's what I did. My nipple's not perfect today, but it's still here.
Okay.
That was the last day I ever breastfed that child. I will never breastfeed again. Or I heard...
So don't listen to me. Don't ice your nipple. If your nipple fall off, put it on with a Band-Aid.
Breastfeeding was painful and hard to adjust to. I never knew that my nipple could actually detach.
I'm getting so many comments, and I just wanted to make a video to kind of give a little story time and give a little bit of background leading up to my nipple falling off. There's also a lot of people saying that they would never want to breastfeed or they'd like to quit breastfeeding now, but please do not let my experience be your determining factor to not have kids or to not breastfeed. This happened to me and I have still successfully breastfed 3 babies. There were people questioning when I said 15. I was 15 when this happened. I'm 32 now. My son is almost 18.
It's crazy because I'm 32 now. You feel me? And I don't need this happening. I'm going to still breastfeed my baby, you know. I'm definitely going to do that. It's just wild that, you know, the nipple can fall off.
Yes, I know that's extremely young to be having kids, but that's not what
Girl,
this video
whatever,
is about.
it be happening.
There are nurses or like medical personnel saying that they've never heard of this before, or people saying that if you Google it, you can't find anything on this. There's no way to even Google. There's no term for this because it's extremely rare. This is not a condition, and that's the reason why I'm also saying don't let this be your determining factor or fear in breastfeeding, because there's not even a name for this. That's how rare it is. No.
So you can't even prevent it. They don't even know why rarely some women nipples fall off. Like, you can't even say, well, you know what, if you do this too much, your nipple can fall off. It just may happen. You just gotta go with it.
Not feel any pain. And my nipple also had several large cracks in it, but the area that broke off didn't bleed. I didn't even feel pain. There's no pain.
Okay.
Because this was so long ago, we had Google, the internet was around, but we wouldn't like Google stuff or be able to find like someone in the area that can help us. We were calling La Leche League. WIC was available. I had WIC. I got help from WIC, but I didn't have a car to go in to see anybody, and they wouldn't like come to my house, you know? Negligence was all on my own part, but I was a 15-year-old little girl.
Yeah, you ain't know.
I had no idea what I was doing.
That's gotta be
Right,
scary.
so
You're
I
at
had all the help
15.
that I needed. It was all of the valid help at the time, you know, which has come a long way. This was back when they used to tell us to get a wash rag and scrub our nipples, you know, maybe around like 36 weeks pregnancy and up, to toughen the nipples up. So my nipples were beat to hell, even before the baby was born.
Tough nipples.
Also told me that I could stimulate my nipples in order to go into labor, and I was a week late. So I was stimulating, like rubbing my nipples and being way too aggressive with them, even before the baby was born. I had the baby.
Imagine how hard and how much stimulation you gotta do to your nipples for when it's time to breastfeed, your nipple fall off. I'm sure there's other things, factors, genetics, genes, I don't know. But I'm just saying, for your nipple to fall off.
I got straight to breastfeeding. I knew something was wrong in the hospital, but everyone was encouraging me. And because I was 15, there was a lot of pressure that I felt to prove people wrong and make it seem like I was perfectly fine and I was going to be able to be the super mom, you know, because there was so much doubt on me being a teen mom. I was living with my baby's dad and his family. I had no help, no support, and I was in an extremely abusive relationship. The self-care was not there, and I was extremely depressed. My nipples were very cracked, very abused, very dry. I was letting them air dry. I was using lanolin, but that was not enough. I needed to stop breastfeeding. I kept going. This happened when he was 2 weeks old, and it was when I was visiting my mom. My boobs were rock solid. I'll make a part 2.
Man. You know, and I know that, like I said, you know, and like she said, it's rare. Her describing her nipple story makes mine, you know, want to ache a little bit. You know how, like, when you see a spider, you itch? That's how I feel with my nipples right now. Father God, please spare me from this. I do not need this going on in my life. Yeah. If anybody else have, you know, if y'all had something like this, comment. Let me know your stories. If I know it sounds crazy, but I would just like to see. I'm gonna have to Google to see what it will look like, and not like a, you know, a breast cancer thing, but I would just want to see what it looked like. I would panic if my nipple fell off. Okay, y'all. So that's the end of the reaction video. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms. She.Shanell, okay? That's all social media platforms. And that is the end of my video. I'm out.